Now, in an attempt at bridging the two different cosmologies that have been restored back to our world by the higher emissaries, we may conclude that there only exists one great overall central universe, or metaverse, according to cutting-edge science, without beginning or end, as proposed by the new evidence. Second, by applying the analogy of the primal sacred numbers, this great cosmic universe is first divided into three levels of itself. This is known as peripheral paradise, nether and upper paradise of the celestial spheres, as indicated in the arranged material. Then the great central universe becomes seven central universes, all reflecting seven parts of the grand central motherverse. So, in thinking in terms of a holographic movie, if we cut it in seven pieces, it becomes seven entire movies, all reflecting the same whole pattern, but in different positions. That means that each and every super universe reflects as a central universe without beginning or end, just as in the case of the already existing central spheres. Since we are part of the seventh aspect known as the seven super universe of Orventon, this is part of the seventh aspect of the grand central motherverse. And since 12 is the next dividend, then this seventh central universe known as Orventon now begins to divide into 12 major creations. So perhaps could it be that the 12 major universes of God revealed in the Genevan script are part of one of seven central core creations, all different components or segments of the grand central core of all that is? This explains that each super universe creation has its own central core and Godhead. So in an attempt to synthesize these two cosmologies, we could say that we are one major universal expansion or creation of seven super universal creations, each with its own core center and 12 major creations. So each core center is like a cosmic central sun to each extending creation, as to why there is a central sun on every level, all the way down to the solar systems of planets. In turn, each cosmic sun is one of seven expressions of the one grand central cosmic sun that acts as a nucleus that lies at the center of all that is. This central hub is known as the Isle of Paradise. It's equally important to know that it is only at the level of super universes that the great experiment in time and space begins, for it has been revealed that at the highest level of the grand central universe there is no time or space. This condition has always existed for the grand central universe, and of course it continued to exist even after the grand central universe first divided into seven segments, becoming the central core of the seven super universes. In fact, it was the descending and refraction of pure light substance dividing into seven, where the extension of the light source of pure energy began its experiment in space. In quantum physics today, this is similar to how the singular white light is refracted through the prism to reflect the seven colors of the rainbow. So in the case of our universal creation, time began the great descent at the moment the central core in the universe became seven fragments or seven cosmic rays, those beginning its experiment into the great void, thereby creating an alpha and omega into a completion cycle that became known as one universal round. In the case of our universal round, it was the 12 major universe of compassion that marked the end of this experiment in the cosmic grand time cycle of the seven super universe of Orventon. According to the Urantia papers, the super universe of Orventon is incomplete because, perhaps the ascension of the 12 major universes marks the completion of the super universe of Orventon. In review of the Urantia materials with the Ionian script, we can postulate that there are 12 major universes pertaining to the seven super universe of Orventon. However, in actuality, since there are seven super universes, there are a total of 84 organized major creations, or since 12 times 7 in number, with millions of local universes, which are minor universes or creations, existing within different segments of the grand central omniverse. This cosmology of higher evolution is now evidently being confirmed by the revolutionary scientific concept of a multiverse cosmology. This concept is now being accepted in our scientific community, especially after LISA, which stands for Laser Interferometry Satellite Antenna, brings concrete data scientifically confirming the existence of multiple universes. As mentioned, the concept of multiple universes existing side by side has been a hot topic within the leading scientific theories, particularly in the realm of M theory, superstring theory, and unified field theory. The Urantia revelation only references the 7 super-universes of Orvonton, without much information on the 6 super-universes. Maybe we are only to be concerned with our own super-universe until its completion, which is underway. All local universes of the time-space continuum are created by the descending sons and daughters of light who govern and direct the cosmic force of universal power for our universal Father of the grand central spheres. They are collectively known as creator sons and daughters, or descending children of lights, stemming from the systems of the central universe. According to the Urantia material, they originated in paradise and were the offspring of the first union experience of the universal Father and universal Mother, who produced the first family of light, beginning with the 5 cosmic lords, which are the offspring of the Father himself, the trinitized personalities of sons and daughters, which come as a union of the Father and the Son's energies, and also the endless seraphim and host of supernephine, omnephine, and the different angelic realms, which is a byproduct of the coming union of the Father and the Mother. So that is the first family of light, and that's where we come from. Those are our original ancestors. Even those that create the local universes are the children of the descending children that began in the central universe. So, as it first divides into the 7 master spirits, each master spirit creates his own super universe, and then it divides into 12 aspects of itself. Each 12 aspects also has its own universal or major creation, and then each major creation further divides into minor creations. So each minor creation also has what you call a overseer or creator, all the way down to galaxies and all the way down to solar systems. So there is divine order on every level. All local universes of time and space continuum are created by the descending sons and daughters of light who govern and direct the cosmic force of universal power for our universal Father of the grand central spheres. They are collectively known as creator sons and daughters, or the descending sons and daughters of light. These descending sons and daughters of light were given absolute power over their time-space creations, the local universes, which there are millions of them in the entire grand central universe. When the time came, each creator son, daughter, were endowed not only with the same divine attributes as their parents in paradise, but were descending in pairs, providing balance between the feminine and masculine aspects of the universal God force. Each creator son had a wife or twin flame that reflected the feminine aspect of the paradise trinity within the local domains of the local universes, since each fragment contains the essence of the whole. For instance, in our last creation, and particularly in the local universe of Nebadon, Lord Michael has a complementary partner that governs our creation with him, or as he would be, in this case, the overseer of our local universe of Nebadon. According to ancient esoteric studies, it is believed that Lord Michael's heavenly consort and feminine side is known as Michaela, or Faith. This lady goddess is the loving side of Lord Michael, and at the highest level of existence, they are considered one androgynous being, as all twin flames are. In essence, all creation reflects both a duality and a singularity. It just so happens that living in the lowest vibration of the spectrum, we only perceive the duality state. In conclusion, let it be known that ultimately there is only one universal source known as the Supreme Absolute Prime Creator, and that everything has stemmed from this one source. For the Omniverse, or as science now calls the Metaverse, is one body animated by one great macro spirit, and by virtue of its holographic nature, it is important to know that everything in existence is an extension and part of this great living universal force that many call spirit. It is everywhere at once, a unified field. It is in everything, for nothing will ever and has never existed outside of this all-encompassing living energy source. It is the true spiritual meaning of monotheism, as this one spirit source permeates all of existence, and as it is omnipresent, everywhere at once, omnipotent, all-powerful, and omniscient, all-knowing, existing in everything all at once. Whether we see it as the Force of Star Wars, or the unified field theory of everything in science, or chi prana in Eastern metaphysics, or the Holy Spirit in Western theology, it is describing and revealing the same phenomenon that we are all part of, the living Spirit of God. In review, we have witnessed that there is a great cosmic pattern unfolding throughout all of existence, celestial, etheric, and material. With this in mind, we can therefore conclude that the great central Godhead of all creation has endowed all of his creation with the same creative abilities and characteristics of its original self in each and every single one of us. Mankind in general is the final extension of our Creator's light, and our purpose is to reflect the entire whole within us, therefore making us co-creators with our Creator Source. The time for us to recognize who we really are draws near. This is the opportunity that is being offered at this time in our world as our planet ascends into the 8th dimension of refined matter. So yes, as I said earlier, our planet is entering a dimensional frequency that is higher than the 4th, higher than the 5th and 6th. However, for the most part, most people will exist within the 4th and 5th dimension. And there are going to be different types of beings coexisting on different planes of reality, but I will get more into that later. Let me just finish this chapter. In review, we have witnessed that there is a great cosmic pattern unfolding throughout all of existence, celestial, etheric, and material. With this in mind, we can conclude that the great central Godhead of all creation has endowed all of his creation with the same creative abilities and characteristics of its original self in each and every single one of us. Mankind, in general, is the final manifestation of our Creator's light, and our purpose is to reflect the entire whole essence within us, therefore making us co-creators with our Creator Source. The time for us to recognize who we really are draws near. This is the opportunity that is being offered at this time in our world as our planet ascends into the higher frequencies, or into the higher realms. We live in an omniverse, metaverse, holographic existence which is first divided into 3, then 7, then 12, and then through their multiple universes and worlds all evolving. And even though there are multiple universes and worlds all evolving parallel to each other, we have to remember that they are still connected and part of the grand central universe, like different aspects of the whole umbrella, cosmic umbrella. We are all part of one grand cosmic experience, all interconnected and all evolving as one macro living entity at the highest level. In fact, based on the new evidence, human beings are like trillions of cells coexisting together in this omniverse, as cells are in our human body, for all existence is one. And that concludes the ending of chapter 5, The Universe is Bigger Than What We Were Told. So, the next chapter would be chapter 6, which is all universes and all creations operate according to universal laws and are governed by multiple celestial, etheric, and material administrations or councils of light that have been set up by the great Godhead source of all creation. And I will go over that tomorrow night. Thank you.